Number 1. This 1948 Lincoln Continental Coupe, currently listed at $25,000 near Arbor, Michigan, is a beautifully executed restomod that combines one of the most celebrated luxury automobiles in American history with modern V8 power, upgraded comfort features, and a fascinating ownership story that spans nearly 8 decades. Few American cars carry the prestige and historical significance of the first-generation Lincoln Continental. Originally conceived by Edsel Ford as a personal luxury automobile, the Continental quickly became a symbol of elegance, craftsmanship, and sophisticated design. Automotive historians frequently regard the original Continental as one of the most beautiful American cars ever produced, and many consider the 1948 model year to represent the final chapter of the first-generation Continental era. Unlike many luxury cars of its time, the Continental was designed with a distinctly European influence. Its long hood, low roofline, flowing fenders, and signature rear-mounted spare tire created a sleek silhouette that stood apart from its contemporaries. Even today, the design remains instantly recognizable and continues to inspire admiration among collectors worldwide. This particular example carries an especially interesting history. According to the seller, the car was originally titled to the Velveeta Cheese Company in California before being purchased from the company estate in 1959. It later relocated to Kentucky, where it underwent a comprehensive restoration in 1984. More recently, it was acquired through Streetside Classics, https://www.streetsideofclassics.com, utunershorsesource=chat.com, in 2019 and transported to Michigan, where it has been carefully stored in a heated garage and driven only during favorable summer conditions. While the exterior retains the unmistakable appearance of a classic Continental, the mechanical components have been substantially upgraded to improve performance and reliability. During the restoration, the original drivetrain was replaced with a 460 cubic inch Ford V 8-source from a 1977 police cruiser. This massive engine is known for its impressive torque and durability, characteristics that make it particularly well-suited for a large luxury coupe like the Continental. The 460 V8 is paired with a Ford C6 automatic transmission, one of the most respected heavy-duty automatic transmissions ever produced. Known for its strength and dependability, the C6 allows the car to comfortably handle the power of the big block engine while providing smooth cruising characteristics. According to the seller, both the engine and transmission were completely rebuilt during the restoration process. The drivetrain currently has approximately 25,000 miles of use, indicating relatively limited mileage since the rebuild. Additional mechanical upgrades include a rear axle from a 1977 Ford Granada and a custom front disc brake conversion utilizing Chrysler rotors and GM calipers. These modifications significantly improve braking performance compared to the original system, making the car more practical and safer for modern road use. The steering system has also been modernized through the installation of a 1978 Cadillac steering column adapted to a Ford steering box. This setup provides a tilt and telescoping steering wheel, adding a level of driver comfort that would have been considered highly advanced for the era. One of the most appealing aspects of this build is its emphasis on usability. The car is equipped with power windows sourced from a 1971 Buick, air conditioning systems adapted from Ford Econoline vans, a custom radiator, and a stereo CD radio. These upgrades allow the Continental to retain its vintage appearance while offering many of the conveniences expected in a more contemporary touring vehicle. In 2020, the body underwent another major refinement when it was stripped to bare metal and professionally repainted using a modern base coat and clear coat process. This type of repainting provides improved durability, gloss, and protection compared to older paint technologies. The result is a deep black finish that perfectly complements the Continental's long, elegant body lines. The burgundy interior provides a rich contrast to the black exterior and reinforces the luxury-oriented character that made the Continental famous. Combined with the upgraded comfort features, it creates an environment that is equally suitable for local cruises and extended road trips. Another practical addition is a trailer hitch and integrated trailer brake wiring system, expanding the vehicle's versatility while remaining discreet within the overall design. What makes this Continental particularly compelling is the combination of rarity, historical significance, and usability. Original first-generation Continentals are already respected among collectors, but many remain difficult to drive regularly due to aging mechanical systems. This Restomod addresses those concerns by incorporating proven modern components while preserving the car's iconic appearance. The seller notes that the vehicle remains in excellent condition, operates properly, and is being offered primarily due to downsizing rather than any mechanical issues. That context often appeals to buyers seeking a classic vehicle that has been cared for and enjoyed rather than neglected. For enthusiasts, this car represents an opportunity to own one of America's most iconic luxury automobiles without sacrificing modern drivability. It preserves the elegance and prestige that made the Continental legendary while offering the power, reliability, and comfort necessary for contemporary use. In the end, this 1948 Lincoln Continental Coupe is far more than a restored classic. It is a carefully crafted Restomod that blends coach-built-era American luxury with modern engineering, creating a timeless grand touring machine that honors its remarkable heritage while remaining ready for the road today. Number 2. This 1948 Plymouth Special Deluxe, currently listed at $8,000 and located in St. Louis, Missouri, is a classic post-war American sedan that has already undergone substantial mechanical modernization, offering an affordable entry point into the world of custom street rods, while still leaving room for the next owner to add their personal finishing touches. The 1948 Plymouth Special Deluxe represents a fascinating era in American automotive history. Built during the years immediately following World War II, these cars helped reintroduce civilian transportation to a country eager for normalcy and growth. With its rounded fenders, prominent grille, and flowing body lines, the Plymouth embodies the optimism and design philosophy of late 1940s America. Unlike a fully original survivor, this Plymouth has been transformed into a more modern driving machine. At first glance, the white exterior retains much of the car's vintage charm, but underneath the classic sheet metal lies a significantly upgraded platform designed to improve performance, handling, and reliability. One of the most important modifications is the installation of a Camaro front end with independent front suspension. This upgrade dramatically improves ride quality, steering response, and overall road manners compared to the original suspension system. It's a popular modification among hot rod builders because it allows older vehicles to feel more stable and predictable on modern roads. Power comes from a built Chevrolet 350 V8 engine paired with a turbo 350 automatic transmission. This combination is one of the most trusted and widely used setups in the street rod world. The small block Chevy 350 has earned a reputation for reliability, strong performance, and readily available parts, making ownership and maintenance significantly easier than many vintage power plants. The seller notes that numerous major components are brand new, including the brakes, wheels, tires, exhaust system, engine, transmission, brake lines, fuel lines, and suspension. These upgrades represent a substantial investment and remove many of the common concerns associated with older project cars. For many enthusiasts, having these major mechanical systems already completed can save thousands of dollars and countless hours of labor. The result is a vehicle that reportedly can be driven home immediately, a statement that carries considerable weight in the classic car world. Many affordable vintage cars require trailers, extensive repairs, or months of work before they become roadworthy. This Plymouth appears to have already crossed that threshold, making it a more practical and enjoyable purchase. While much of the expensive mechanical work has been completed, the seller is transparent about the remaining tasks. The interior still needs door panels, the air conditioning and heating systems require completion, and the exterior could benefit from fresh paint. For some buyers, these unfinished details may actually be an advantage, allowing them to personalize the vehicle according to their own tastes without having to redo expensive mechanical upgrades. From a project standpoint, this creates an appealing opportunity. The foundation is already in place. Modern suspension, upgraded drivetrain, new braking system, and fresh supporting components. What remains are largely cosmetic and comfort-related improvements that can be addressed over time while still enjoying the vehicle on the road. The black interior provides a clean starting point for future customization, and the contrast between the white exterior and dark cabin gives the car a classic custom car appearance even in its current state. At an asking price of just $8,000, this Plymouth stands out as one of the more affordable modified classics on the market. Considering the cost of a built 350 engine, automatic transmission, suspension upgrades, new brake system, wheels, tires, fuel system, and exhaust alone, the asking price suggests considerable value for someone looking to enter the hobby without starting from scratch. For enthusiasts seeking a vintage cruiser that already has the hard mechanical work completed, this 1948 Plymouth Special Deluxe offers a compelling combination of classic styling, modern drivability, and future customization potential. It is not a finished show car, nor is it a basket case restoration project. Instead, it occupies the sweet spot in between, a solid, running, driving street rod that provides immediate enjoyment while still allowing the next owner to leave their own mark on the build. In many ways, this Plymouth represents the traditional hot rod dream, a classic American body, dependable V8 power, upgraded suspension, and the freedom to continue shaping the car into exactly what you want it to be. Number 3. This 1951 Chevrolet Styleline, currently listed at $10,000, is located in Mokena, Illinois. Some classic cars are built for trophies. Some are hidden away in garages and rarely see the road. But every now and then, a car comes along with a story that feels much more personal. This 1951 Chevrolet Styline is one of those cars. According to the seller, this isn't just another classic Chevy. It's been a wedding car, a family cruiser, and even the vehicle responsible for countless ice cream runs over the years. In other words, this isn't a garage queen. It's a classic that's been enjoyed exactly the way it was meant to be. Finished in black, the Styline carries the unmistakable look of early 1950s America. The rounded fenders, flowing body lines, and chrome accents instantly transport you back to a time when cars were designed with elegance and personality rather than aerodynamics and fuel economy. Under the hood sits Chevrolet's legendary inline six-cylinder engine. Known for its reliability and simplicity, the old Stove-Bolt 6 earned a reputation for running year after year with very little drama. The seller describes it as ridiculously reliable, firing right up whenever called upon. Power is sent through a traditional 3-speed manual transmission mounted on the steering column, often referred to as a 3 on the tree. For classic car enthusiasts, that setup is part of the charm. It provides a driving experience that modern vehicles simply cannot replicate. The seller notes that the car will comfortably reach 65 miles per hour, making it perfectly capable of local cruising, weekend drives, and classic car gatherings. While it won't compete with modern muscle cars, that's not really the point. This Chevrolet is all about enjoying the journey rather than rushing to the destination. One of the standout features is the brand new set of white wall tires. Nothing completes the look of a 1950s American cruiser quite like fresh white walls, and they help give this Styline an authentic vintage appearance. The car has reportedly been driven consistently throughout the years and carefully protected from rain and road salt. That's an important detail because regular use and proper storage often contribute to better long-term mechanical health than leaving a vehicle parked for years at a time. Like many honest classics, this Chevy isn't presented as a flawless show car. The seller openly mentions some scratches and a paint job that may raise a few questions, although they jokingly admit it's still somewhat impressive. That honesty gives the car character and suggests it has been enjoyed rather than endlessly polished. The trunk has been stripped to bare metal and coated with bed liner, creating a durable and practical cargo area. The car is also lowered, giving it a slightly more aggressive stance that complements its vintage styling. Perhaps one of the most attractive aspects of this listing is the collection of extra parts that comes with the vehicle. The seller mentions having parts galore, which could be extremely valuable for the next owner looking to maintain, restore, or personalize the car. What makes this Chevrolet especially appealing is its personality. It isn't trying to be a six-figure Concours restoration or a heavily modified street rod. Instead, it's a genuine driver-quality classic that has spent decades creating memories for its owners. Imagine pulling into a local diner on a summer evening. White wall tires rolling slowly into the parking lot, the dependable inline-six humming quietly beneath the hood. People smile, point, and remember a different era of American motoring. At $10,000, this 1951 Chevrolet Styleline offers an affordable opportunity to step into the world of vintage automobiles. It combines classic styling, proven reliability, family history, and everyday usability in a package that remains approachable for enthusiasts. This isn't just a 1951 Chevrolet. It's a piece of rolling Americana, a car that has already been part of countless memories and is ready to create many more with its next owner. Number 4. This 1939 Plymouth sedan, currently listed at $26,500, is located in Greenville, Ohio. Long before muscle cars dominated American roads, vehicles like the 1939 Plymouth sedan represented the heart of everyday transportation in the United States. With its rounded fenders, upright grille, flowing body lines, and unmistakable pre-war styling, the 1939 Plymouth captures a fascinating period in automotive history. Today, examples like this have found a second life as street rods, blending vintage character with modern drivability. This particular 1939 Plymouth has been transformed into a classic street rod while retaining the timeless appearance that makes pre-war automobiles so appealing. Finished in bright red with a black interior, the car combines old-school design with a more aggressive and customized personality. The red paint highlights the Plymouth's elegant curves and gives the sedan a bold presence that stands out whether it's parked at a car show or cruising down Main Street. Unlike many original 1930s vehicles that can be challenging to drive in modern traffic, this Plymouth has been upgraded with one of the most popular power plants in hot rod history, a Chevrolet 350 V8 equipped with a 4-barrel carburetor. For decades, the Chevy 350 has been the engine of choice for countless custom builds because of its reliability, strong performance, easy maintenance, and extensive parts availability. The addition of the V8 transforms the driving experience entirely. Instead of relying on the modest performance of a late 1930s engine, this Plymouth benefits from the smooth power delivery and dependable operation that have made the Chevrolet small block legendary among enthusiasts. Backing the engine is an automatic transmission, further enhancing the car's usability. This upgrade allows drivers to enjoy the classic appearance of a pre-war sedan without the additional effort often associated with vintage manual gearboxes. The result is a vehicle that is much easier to operate on modern roads while still maintaining its historic charm. This particular Plymouth sedan street rod, 1939 Plymouth sedan, is described as being in good condition and showing approximately 3,733 miles. While the listing does not specify whether that figure reflects miles since completion or simply the current reading, the low number contributes to the impression that the vehicle has been carefully maintained and enjoyed. One of the most attractive aspects of this build is its balance between originality and customization. From a distance, the car still looks every bit like a late 1930s Plymouth. The four-door body style, flowing fenders, and classic silhouette remain intact, preserving the visual identity that made these cars popular more than 80 years ago. Yet beneath that vintage appearance lies a far more practical and enjoyable driving package. That's one of the reasons street rods continue to attract enthusiasts. They offer the best of both worlds. Owners get to enjoy the styling and nostalgia of a classic automobile while benefiting from modernized mechanical components that improve reliability and performance. Imagine arriving at a local cruise night in this Plymouth. Surrounded by muscle cars and modern performance vehicles, the elegant pre-war design immediately stands apart. The bright red paint catches the evening light, and curious spectators walk over to admire a style of automobile that has become increasingly rare on today's roads. Then the hood opens, revealing the familiar Chevy 350 V8. Suddenly, the car becomes more than just a historical artifact. It becomes a machine built to be driven and enjoyed. The combination of classic aesthetics and proven V8 performance is exactly what has made street rods so popular for generations. Behind the wheel, the experience is equally rewarding. The elevated seating position, large windows, and expansive view of the road create a completely different driving environment compared to modern vehicles. Every trip feels like a journey into another era, yet the upgraded drivetrain ensures that the car remains comfortable and capable in contemporary traffic conditions. At an asking price of $26,500, this Plymouth offers an opportunity to own a finished street rod without undertaking the enormous cost and effort required to build one from scratch. The clean title, V8 power, automatic transmission, and distinctive styling combine to create a package that appeals to both experienced collectors and newcomers to the classic car hobby. In the end, this 1939 Plymouth sedan is much more than an old four-door automobile. It is a rolling piece of American automotive history that has been thoughtfully adapted for modern enjoyment. With its striking appearance, proven Chevrolet power, and timeless street rod appeal, it stands as a reminder that some of the most memorable classics are the ones that continue to be driven, appreciated, and enjoyed long after their original era has passed. Number 5. This 1941 Chevrolet Custom two-door sedan, currently listed at $25,000, is located in Antigo, Wisconsin. If you're looking for a classic car that stands apart from the crowd, this 1941 Chevrolet Custom sedan certainly fits the bill. Rather than following the traditional restoration route, this Chevrolet has been transformed into a unique custom cruiser that blends vintage styling, hot rod attitude, and modern comfort into one eye-catching package. Finished in a stunning custom green paint scheme, this car immediately grabs attention thanks to its distinctive body modifications and handcrafted details. According to the seller, the vehicle features one-of-a-kind bodywork, including hand-built bumpers and a custom grille treatment that completely changes the car's appearance while still respecting its original 1941 Chevrolet roots. Perhaps the most striking visual element is the Gene Winfield-inspired four-color pearl fade paint job. For custom car enthusiasts, Gene Winfield is one of the most legendary builders in hot rod history, known for creating dramatic fade paint techniques that became iconic throughout the custom car scene. This Chevrolet pays tribute to that tradition with a finish designed to stand out at every cruise night, car show, or weekend gathering. Inside, the car has received a completely new custom interior finished in gray. Unlike many older custom builds that focus solely on exterior appearance, this Chevrolet has been upgraded with features that improve both comfort and convenience. The cabin includes power windows, shaved door handles, and a modern Dakota digital gauge package that combines classic looks with contemporary functionality. The Dakota digital gauges provide accurate readings while maintaining a clean and professional appearance, helping bridge the gap between classic styling and modern reliability. The result is an interior that feels far more refined than what would have been available in 1941. Under the hood sits a sweet-running small-block Chevrolet V8 engine, paired with a turbo 350 automatic transmission. This combination has become one of the most respected setups in the custom car and street rod world thanks to its proven reliability, strong performance, and ease of maintenance. The small-block Chevy has powered countless hot rods over the decades and remains a favorite among builders because it delivers excellent performance without sacrificing drivability. Combined with the turbo 350 transmission, this Chevrolet is built to cruise comfortably while still providing plenty of power when needed. The car also rides on a Nova front stub suspension setup, a popular modification that improves handling, steering response, and overall road manners compared to original 1940 suspension systems. This upgrade helps make the vehicle far more enjoyable and confidence-inspiring on modern roads. Adding to the custom look are rod-light wheels with spider caps wrapped in new tires. These wheels complement the vehicle's vintage hot rod styling while giving it an aggressive stance that enhances its street presence. According to the seller, the car runs and drives great, making it more than just a showpiece. It is a vehicle designed to be enjoyed on the road, whether that means attending local car events, taking weekend cruises, or simply turning heads wherever it goes. The seller notes that the air conditioning system is installed, but may require some attention or perhaps simply a better understanding of its operation. Additionally, the aftermarket wipers are currently inoperative, although the seller admits that they typically rely on Rain-X and have not investigated the issue further. One of the most appealing aspects of this Chevrolet is that it avoids looking like every other street rod on the road. Many custom builds follow familiar formulas, but the extensive body modifications and handcrafted details on this car create a truly individual appearance. It reflects the creativity and craftsmanship that define traditional custom car culture. With approximately 10,854 miles showing, the vehicle appears to have been enjoyed but not excessively used since its major modifications. The seller also mentions numerous fresh upgrades, suggesting the car has benefited from recent attention and investment. At $25,000, this 1941 Chevrolet Custom offers an opportunity to own a highly personalized classic that blends hot rod heritage, custom craftsmanship, and modern comfort features into a single package. It is not a restoration, nor is it intended to be. Instead, it represents automotive individuality at its finest. This is more than just a 1941 Chevrolet. It is a rolling piece of custom car culture, built to stand out, spark conversations, and deliver a driving experience that is every bit as unique as its appearance. For enthusiasts searching for a true one-of-a-kind cruiser, this custom Chevy may be exactly the kind of car they've been waiting to find. Number 6. This 1948 Oldsmobile Custom 2-door coupe, currently listed at $22,000 in Mountain Home, Arkansas, is a classic post-war cruiser that combines vintage Oldsmobile styling with a collection of practical performance upgrades, making it an appealing choice for enthusiasts who appreciate traditional American customs with modern drivability. The late 1940s were a transformative period for the American automobile industry. Following World War II, manufacturers returned to civilian production with vehicles that emphasized comfort, style, and optimism. Oldsmobile was among the brands helping to define this new era, producing cars that balanced luxury and performance while introducing innovative engineering that would eventually influence the muscle car movement decades later. This 1948 coupe captures the spirit of that era while incorporating upgrades designed to make it more enjoyable on modern roads. Finished in white with a gray interior, the car presents a clean and timeless appearance. The rounded fenders, flowing body lines, and substantial chrome details reflect the elegant styling that made post-war American automobiles so distinctive. Under the hood, this Oldsmobile has been upgraded with a Chevrolet 350 cubic inch V8 engine that has been bored .060 over, increasing displacement and enhancing performance potential. The engine is equipped with an aluminum high-rise intake manifold and a 650 CFM Edelbrock carburetor, a combination that helps improve airflow and fuel delivery. These upgrades are well known among hot rod enthusiasts for providing strong street performance while maintaining reliability. Adding to the engine's character is a mild performance camshaft, giving the V8 a more responsive feel and a slightly more aggressive personality than a stock setup. While the exact manufacturer of the camshaft is unknown, its inclusion suggests the engine was built with cruising performance in mind rather than extreme racing applications. Power is delivered through a 700R4 automatic transmission, one of the most popular upgrades in the classic car world. The overdrive capability of the 700R4 allows for lower engine RPM at highway speeds, making long-distance cruising more comfortable while also reducing engine wear. This transmission has become a favorite among Restomod builders because it successfully blends modern functionality with classic V8 power. The chassis remains largely stock, preserving much of the vehicle's original character. However, several important upgrades have been made where they matter most. The front suspension has been modified with rack and pinion steering, improving steering response and precision compared to the original system. This upgrade makes the car easier to maneuver and more enjoyable to drive in contemporary traffic conditions. Braking performance has also been modernized with front disc brakes. For a vehicle originally built in the 1940s, this represents a significant improvement in stopping power and overall safety. Combined with power brakes, The system provides greater confidence and control behind the wheel. Comfort has not been overlooked either. The car is equipped with air conditioning, a highly desirable feature in any classic cruiser, particularly during warm summer months. The addition of AIC makes the car far more practical for regular use and extended road trips. The vehicle also features power windows, although the seller notes they are currently not functioning. For many classic car enthusiasts, this would likely be viewed as a manageable project rather than a major concern, especially given the overall condition of the vehicle. One of the more appealing aspects of this Oldsmobile is its honest presentation. Rather than being described as a flawless show car, the seller acknowledges that it could benefit from a few finishing touches. This honesty often resonates with buyers who understand that classic cars are rarely perfect and that minor projects can be part of the ownership experience. The seller specifically mentions that the car is in really nice condition and only needs a modest amount of work to become an excellent local cruiser and car show participant. That description positions the vehicle in a sweet spot between fully restored showpiece and ongoing project, offering immediate enjoyment with room for future refinement. With approximately 38,000 miles showing on the odometer and a clean title, the car appears to have been maintained with care. The combination of modern drivetrain upgrades, improved steering and braking systems, and classic styling creates a package that is both visually appealing and practical to drive. For enthusiasts, vehicles like this represent the essence of the traditional American custom car hobby. They retain the charm and personality of a vintage automobile while incorporating upgrades that make ownership easier and more enjoyable in today's world. In the end, this 1948 Oldsmobile Custom Coupe is more than just a classic car. It is a thoughtfully upgraded post-war cruiser that blends timeless styling, proven Chevrolet V8 power, modern road manners, and everyday usability into a package designed to be driven, enjoyed, and admired wherever it goes. Number 7. This 1951 Ford Custom Shoebox, currently listed at $10,000 and located in St. Charles, Michigan, is a classic American custom cruiser that combines one of Ford's most iconic body designs with proven Chevrolet V8 power and a series of practical upgrades that make it an appealing project for someone looking to finish and enjoy a vintage driver. Few cars have earned a nickname as famous as the Shoebox Ford. Produced from 1949 through 1951, these Fords were revolutionary for their time, introducing a sleek, slab-sided design that broke away from the separate fenders and pre-war styling that had dominated American roads for decades. Today, the Shoebox Ford is one of the most beloved platforms in the hot rod and custom car communities because of its clean lines, endless customization potential, and unmistakable 1950s character. This particular example is a two-door model, widely considered the most desirable body style among enthusiasts. Finished in brown with a tan interior, the car presents itself as a traditional cruiser with a vintage appearance that remains true to its era while benefiting from a number of important mechanical updates. One of the most attractive features of this Ford is its Texas heritage. Southern cars are often sought after because they typically avoid the harsh winters and road salt that can cause significant rust damage. The seller describes the vehicle as a solid Texas car, a detail that will immediately catch the attention of classic car buyers looking for a strong foundation. Adding to its history, the seller notes that the car received a repaint during the 1970s. While not a recent restoration, this gives the vehicle a genuine period custom feel. Many enthusiasts appreciate older restorations because they tell a story and reflect the style and trends of earlier decades in the hobby. Under the hood sits one of the most popular engine swaps in hot rodding history. A Chevrolet 350 cubic inch V8 paired with a turbo 350 automatic transmission. Known simply as a 350-350 combination, this setup has powered thousands of custom builds thanks to its reliability, affordability, and strong aftermarket support. It delivers significantly more performance and easier maintenance than many original vintage drivetrains, while remaining simple and dependable. The addition of a posi traction rear end further enhances the driving experience by improving traction and ensuring power is distributed more effectively to the rear wheels. This upgrade is particularly appreciated by enthusiasts who enjoy spirited driving or simply want better performance under acceleration. The seller also highlights a number of recent improvements, including a new radiator, new fuel tank, new fuse box, new brake lines, new fuel lines, and new battery. These upgrades address several of the most common reliability concerns associated with older vehicles and represent a substantial investment in the car's future dependability. Electric wipers have also been installed, replacing the less effective vacuum-operated systems found in many cars of this era. While it may seem like a small detail, this upgrade significantly improves practicality and usability, especially in wet weather. With approximately 98,216 miles showing, this Ford has clearly been enjoyed over the years. However, the numerous recent upgrades suggest that considerable effort has been made to keep it functional and roadworthy. One of the more personal aspects of this listing is the seller's reason for parting with the vehicle. They explain that mobility issues prevent them from completing the work they had planned. As a result, this Ford is being offered as a project with much of the difficult and expensive groundwork already completed. That creates an interesting opportunity for the next owner. Rather than starting with a rusty shell or non-running vehicle, buyers are looking at a solid, upgraded classic that already has a desirable V8 drivetrain and many new supporting components installed. The remaining work can be approached at the owner's pace while preserving the car's existing character. At an asking price of $10,000, this 1951 Ford Custom offers substantial value in today's classic car market. Shoebox Fords continue to grow in popularity, particularly two-door models, and the combination of Texas origins, V8 power, Posey traction, and extensive recent maintenance makes this example especially appealing. For enthusiasts who have always wanted to own a shoebox Ford, this car represents an opportunity to acquire one of America's most iconic post-war designs without paying the premium often associated with fully restored examples. It is a vehicle with strong bones, desirable upgrades, and plenty of potential for the next chapter of its story. More than 70 years after it first rolled off the assembly line, this 1951 Ford still captures the spirit of classic American motoring, a timeless design, a rumbling V8, and the promise of countless miles of enjoyable cruising ahead. Number 8. This 1941 Chevrolet Custom Sedan, currently listed at $25,000, is located in Antigo, Wisconsin. Some classic cars are restored to look exactly the way they left the factory. Others become rolling works of art, transformed by creative builders into something completely unique. This 1941 Chevrolet Custom Sedan clearly belongs in the second category. From the moment you see it, you realize this is no ordinary 1941 Chevy. The seller describes it as a one-of-a-kind custom build, and the list of modifications certainly supports that claim. While the car still carries the unmistakable shape of a pre-war Chevrolet, nearly every aspect has been enhanced to create a custom cruiser unlike anything else on the road. Finished in green, this Chevrolet features a stunning Gene Winfield-inspired four-color pearl fade paint job. For those familiar with custom car history, Gene Winfield is one of the most legendary customizers in American automotive culture, known for his incredible paint techniques and groundbreaking body modifications. Inspired by that tradition, this Chevy's paint treatment creates an eye-catching visual effect that changes depending on the angle and lighting. The custom touches don't stop with the paint. According to the seller, the vehicle features extensive one-off body modifications, including hand-built bumpers and a unique grille treatment. These handcrafted details ensure that this Chevrolet won't be mistaken for any other car at a cruise night or car show. With approximately 10,850 miles on the build, the car appears to have been enjoyed while still remaining in very presentable condition. It represents an older custom build that has recently benefited from a number of fresh upgrades. Inside, the car has received a completely new custom interior design to blend classic style with modern comfort. The upgraded cabin includes power windows and a set of Dakota digital gauges, providing contemporary functionality while maintaining a clean and custom appearance. Dakota digital instrumentation is highly regarded in the custom car world because it offers modern accuracy and reliability while fitting seamlessly into vintage dashboards. This combination allows drivers to enjoy the classic look of the car without sacrificing useful information and convenience. Under the hood sits a small-block Chevrolet V8, one of the most respected and proven engines ever produced. For decades, the SBC has been the engine of choice for countless hot rod and custom car builders due to its reliability, performance potential, and ease of maintenance. Backing the engine is a turbo 350 automatic transmission, another legendary component in the hot rod community. Known for durability and smooth operation, the TH350 is a perfect match for a custom cruiser like this, offering dependable performance whether you're driving around town or heading to a weekend event. The chassis has also been upgraded with a Nova front stub, a modification commonly used to improve steering, suspension geometry, and overall drivability. Combined with Rod-Lite wheels featuring spider caps and a set of newer tires, the car delivers both classic style and modern road manners. The seller reports that the vehicle runs and drives great, which is exactly what many enthusiasts are looking for. Rather than being a project that requires years of additional work, this appears to be a turnkey custom ready to be enjoyed immediately. The car is equipped with air conditioning, although the seller humorously admits it may need some attention, or perhaps simply an operator's manual. The windshield wipers are currently inoperative, but this issue has apparently never been a concern for the owner, who relies on Rain-X for rainy weather driving. What truly makes this Chevrolet special is its individuality. In a world where many classic cars follow similar restoration paths, this build proudly embraces creativity and personal expression. Every custom panel, every paint detail, and every modification reflects a vision that goes beyond simply restoring a vintage automobile. Imagine pulling into a local car show with this Chevy. Before the engine even shuts off, people are already walking over to inspect the custom paint, the handcrafted bodywork, and the unique details that make the car stand apart from the crowd. It's the type of vehicle that sparks conversations and leaves a lasting impression. At $25,000, this 1941 Chevrolet Custom sedan offers much more than classic transportation. It delivers custom craftsmanship, proven V8 performance, modern comfort features, and a level of individuality that is nearly impossible to duplicate today. This isn't just a 1941 Chevrolet. It's a rolling expression of American custom car culture, built to be driven, admired, and remembered wherever it goes. Number 9. This 1941 Cadillac Street Rod Coupe, currently listed at $28,500, is located in Dearborn Heights, Michigan. Few automobiles from the early 1940s carry the elegance and prestige of a Cadillac coupe. Even before customization enters the picture, a 1941 Cadillac stands as a symbol of American luxury from an era when automotive design emphasized flowing curves, dramatic front-end styling, and handcrafted attention to detail. This particular example takes that classic Cadillac foundation and transforms it into a modernized street rod built for comfort, reliability, and everyday enjoyment. At first glance, the car immediately commands attention with its timeless pre-war silhouette. The long hood, sweeping fenders, and streamlined body lines remind onlookers of an era when Cadillac represented the pinnacle of American automotive craftsmanship. Finished in gray with a striking red interior, the color combination creates a sophisticated yet sporty appearance that perfectly suits the car's custom personality. Unlike many vintage Cadillacs that retain their original drivetrains, this coupe has been extensively upgraded to make it more practical and enjoyable on modern roads. At the heart of the build is a Chevrolet 350 V8 engine paired with an automatic transmission. The small-block Chevy 350 has earned legendary status among street rod builders because of its reliability, ease of maintenance, and proven performance. For many enthusiasts, it represents the perfect balance between classic V8 sound and dependable operation. The seller states that the car runs well, which is exactly what buyers hope to hear when considering a custom street rod. Rather than being a project vehicle waiting for completion, this Cadillac appears to have been built for driving and enjoyment. One of the most significant upgrades is the Camaro front subframe conversion. This modification is common among high-quality street rod builds because it dramatically improves handling, ride quality, and parts availability. Combined with front disc brakes, the Camaro suspension setup helps the car feel far more modern than a stock 1941 Cadillac ever could. This particular Cadillac Street Rod Coupe, 1941 Cadillac Street Rod Coupe, also benefits from power steering and power brakes, two upgrades that significantly enhance the driving experience. Maneuvering a large pre-war coupe can be demanding with original equipment, but these modern conveniences make the car easier and more comfortable to operate in contemporary traffic conditions. Comfort was clearly a priority during the build. The seller notes that the vehicle is equipped with air conditioning and heat, allowing it to be enjoyed throughout the year. Power windows, power vent windows, power door locks, and a 6-way power seat further reinforce the luxury-oriented nature of the car. The interior appears to continue that theme. The bold red upholstery contrasts beautifully with the gray exterior, creating a cabin that feels both classic and custom. The addition of a tilt steering wheel adds further comfort and adjustability, making long drives more enjoyable. Another unique feature is the onboard compressor for the air shocks. This setup allows the owner to adjust ride characteristics as needed, helping balance comfort, appearance, and practicality. Such details often indicate a thoughtful build rather than a simple engine swap. The seller also mentions stainless steel exhaust, which not only enhances durability, but likely contributes to a clean, refined V8 exhaust note. Combined with the Chevrolet 350, the result should be a pleasant soundtrack that complements the car's cruising nature. Of course, the vehicle is not presented as a flawless show car. The seller openly notes some cracks in the paint, which suggests that while the car remains highly presentable, it is best viewed as a driver-quality street rod rather than a freshly completed concours restoration. For many enthusiasts, that's actually a benefit, allowing the car to be enjoyed without constantly worrying about every minor imperfection. Imagine arriving at a local cruise-in behind the wheel of this Cadillac. The gray paint gleams under the evening lights. The red interior catches attention whenever the door opens, and the distinctive 1941 body style attracts admirers from every generation. Some people appreciate the historic design, while others are drawn to the custom modifications that make the car so usable. Then comes the drive home. The V8 runs smoothly. The air conditioning keeps the cabin comfortable. The power steering makes navigation effortless, and the upgraded suspension absorbs the road with confidence. It's a combination of vintage style and modern practicality that many classic car owners spend years trying to achieve. At an asking price of $28,500, this Cadillac offers an appealing package for enthusiasts seeking a finished street rod with substantial upgrades already completed. Building a comparable custom coupe today would likely require significant time, fabrication, and expense, making a completed example particularly attractive. In the end, this 1941 Cadillac Street Rod Coupe is more than just a customized classic. It is a blend of two automotive eras, the elegance and prestige of pre-war Cadillac design, combined with the reliability, comfort, and convenience of modern components. Whether enjoyed on weekend cruises, displayed at local shows, or simply driven for the pleasure of the experience, this Cadillac delivers a unique combination of style, character, and usability that continues to define the appeal of the American street rod. Number 10. This 1960 Volkswagen Beetle Ragtop Custom, currently listed at $13,000, is located in Franklin, Ohio. Few cars in automotive history are as instantly recognizable as the Volkswagen Beetle. With its rounded silhouette, simple engineering, and worldwide popularity, the Beetle became more than just a car. It became a cultural icon. This particular example, however, is far from a factory original restoration. Instead, it represents the creativity and individuality that have made custom Volkswagen builds so popular for generations. At first glance, the car appears to be a classic 1960 ragtop Beetle finished in gray with a black interior. But according to the seller, this Volkswagen is actually a carefully assembled custom project that combines components from 7 different model years. The result is a unique Beetle that blends pieces of Volkswagen history into one distinctive package. The foundation of the car begins with an original 1960 ragtop body, one of the most desirable Beetle body styles among enthusiasts. The folding fabric roof gives the car an open-air driving experience while preserving the classic look that made the Beetle famous around the world. However, that's where the originality ends and the creativity begins. The body now sits on a 1971 chassis, providing a more modern foundation than the original platform. Power comes from a 1968 1500 dual-port engine, a popular choice among Volkswagen enthusiasts because of its reliability and improved performance compared to earlier Beetle engines. Adding even more character, the rear oval window comes from a 1957 Beetle, one of the most sought-after design elements in Volkswagen history. The decklet originates from a 1956 model, while the hood comes from a 1959 Beetle. Completing the mix-and-match formula is a rear bumper source from a 1967 model. In many ways, this car serves as a rolling timeline of Volkswagen evolution, bringing together components from multiple decades into a single custom build. According to the seller, the project was originally assembled approximately 11 years ago and has remained rust-free throughout its life. For any classic Volkswagen enthusiast, a rust-free Beetle is a major advantage. Rust repair can often be one of the most time-consuming and expensive aspects of Beetle restoration, making a solid body highly desirable. While the vehicle is described as a beautiful running and driving car, the seller is honest about the fact that the project was never completely finished. Some of the basic systems, including the headlights, taillights, brake lights, and radio, are fully operational, but there are still details left for the next owner to complete. One example is the electric door popper system. The seller has the components, including the buttons and hardware, but never installed them. This gives the next owner the opportunity to either complete the customization or maintain the car in its current configuration. The Beetle also features a short-throw T-handle shifter, adding a sporty touch to the driving experience. Combined with the manual transmission, it helps preserve the engaging and mechanical character that has always made vintage Volkswagens enjoyable to drive. Suspension upgrades further enhance the vehicle's custom appeal. An adjustable front beam has already been installed, allowing ride height adjustments to achieve the perfect stance. The sale also includes a pair of 2.5-inch drop spindles, offering additional options for owners who want a lower, more aggressive appearance. One of the most appealing aspects of this Volkswagen is that it avoids the dilemma many enthusiasts face when modifying a highly original classic. Because this car has already been customized and assembled from multiple donor vehicles, future owners can continue personalizing it without feeling guilty about altering a rare survivor. The seller specifically points out that this could be an ideal starting point for someone looking to build a custom Beetle without cutting up an original collector-grade example. That flexibility opens the door for a wide range of possibilities, from a traditional cow-look build to a slam street cruiser or even a period-correct custom show car. Driving a Beetle like this is about more than transportation. It is about enjoying one of the most beloved automotive designs ever created while adding your own personal touch to its ongoing story. Every modification, every upgrade, and every improvement becomes part of that journey. At $13,000, this 1960 Volkswagen Beetle ragtop offers a unique combination of vintage charm, custom craftsmanship, and future potential. It is not a perfect restoration, nor does it pretend to be. Instead, it is an honest, rust-free custom project that runs, drives, and provides a strong foundation for whatever direction its next owner chooses. This is more than just a Volkswagen Beetle. It is a personalized tribute to decades of Beetle history, built from parts spanning multiple generations and ready for its next chapter on the road. Number 11. This 1946 Ford Super Deluxe Tudor sedan, currently listed at $4,500 in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, is an affordable post-war project car that offers a solid foundation for a future hot rod, patina cruiser, or traditional flathead restoration. While it currently needs an engine, the extensive upgrades already completed make it far more than just another unfinished project. The 1946 Ford occupies a special place in automotive history. Following the end of World War II, Ford resumed civilian production using designs that had been interrupted by wartime manufacturing. As a result, the 1946 models retained much of the styling introduced before the war, giving them the classic rounded fenders, prominent grille, and timeless proportions that have made them favorites among hot rodders for decades. This particular super deluxe Tudor sedan represents an opportunity for someone who enjoys building and customizing vintage vehicles. According to the seller, the car was a running and driving vehicle until it suffered an engine failure when it threw a rod. While that means the original power plant will need to be replaced or rebuilt, it also opens the door for a wide range of future possibilities. For enthusiasts, this Ford is almost a blank canvas. A traditional builder might choose to install another flathead V8 to preserve its period-correct character. Others may opt for a small block Ford or Chevrolet V8, creating a dependable cruiser with modern reliability and significantly improved performance. The seller even notes that if you have a spare flathead or small block engine looking for a home, this car could be the perfect candidate. What makes this vehicle particularly appealing is the amount of work already completed. One of the most important upgrades is the front disc brake conversion. Classic cars from the 1940s originally relied on drum brakes, which can be less effective by modern standards. The addition of front discs significantly improves stopping power and safety. The rear braking system has also been upgraded with improved drum brakes, new wheel cylinders, and a dual master cylinder source from Mustang. Together, these modifications create a much more confidence-inspiring braking system than what Ford originally offered in 1946. Perhaps even more valuable is the complete rewiring of the vehicle. Electrical issues are among the most common and frustrating challenges faced by classic car owners. According to the seller, this Ford has been rewired from headlights to taillights, with every wire clearly labeled. The inclusion of a full-color wiring schematic, instructions, and documentation can save future owners countless hours of troubleshooting and repair work. The seller also notes that nearly all of the glass has been replaced, with the exception of the windshield. All windows reportedly operate correctly and roll up and down as intended. The side glass has been tinted, and additional spare glass pieces are included with the sale. Finding replacement glass for vehicles of this age can often be expensive and difficult, making this another valuable improvement. A major highlight of the listing is the extensive documentation that accompanies the car. The binder of receipts, instructions, wiring information, and replacement part records provides a detailed history of the work completed over time. For project car buyers, documentation is often almost as valuable as the parts themselves because it offers insight into previous repairs and modifications. Cosmetically, the car embraces the look often associated with the patina and rat rod community. The seller openly acknowledges the presence of older body filler, likely dating back to the 1980s. Rather than hiding imperfections, many enthusiasts today intentionally preserve weathered finishes and aged appearances because they tell the story of the vehicle's life and history. This trend has become increasingly popular in recent years, with many builders preferring authentic character over perfectly restored paint. In that context, this Ford already possesses much of the personality sought after by patina rod and traditional hot rod enthusiasts. The asking price of $4,500 places the car in an interesting category. Many classic Ford projects require extensive rust repair, missing parts, or significant structural work before they can even begin moving toward completion. This example appears to have already benefited from important safety and electrical upgrades, potentially saving thousands of dollars in future restoration costs. For someone looking to enter the vintage car hobby, build a traditional hot rod, or create a unique cruiser with authentic post-war style, this Ford offers a strong starting point. The mechanical challenge of replacing the engine remains, but much of the foundational work has already been addressed. In the end, this 1946 Ford Super Deluxe Tudor is more than just a non-running project. It is a partially completed classic with upgraded brakes, modern wiring, replacement glass, extensive documentation, and endless customization potential. For the right enthusiast, It represents an affordable opportunity to create a personalized piece of American automotive history, while preserving the timeless charm that has made the 1946 Ford a hot rod favorite for generations. Number 12. This 1941 Chevrolet Special Deluxe, currently listed at $20,000 and located in Gowrie, Iowa, is a charming pre-war American classic that has remained in family ownership and carries with it not only historical significance, but also a personal story that adds a unique layer of character beyond its mechanical features. The 1941 model year is often considered one of Chevrolet's most elegant pre-war designs. Built just before America entered World War II, these vehicles represented the peak of Chevrolet styling and engineering before civilian automobile production was temporarily halted for the war effort. Today, surviving examples serve as rolling reminders of a remarkable period in automotive history. Finished in green with a brown interior, this Special Deluxe reflects the warm, understated color combinations that were popular during the early 1940s. The body design features flowing fenders, a distinctive chrome grille, and graceful curves that define the era. Unlike many modern vehicles that prioritize sharp lines and aggressive styling, the 1941 Chevrolet embodies a sense of elegance and craftsmanship that is increasingly rare on today's roads. What makes this particular car especially appealing is its family history. According to the seller, it belonged to their late grandfather, who clearly cared deeply for the vehicle. Classic cars often become more than transportation. They become part of family traditions, weekend drives, community events, and cherished memories. This Chevrolet appears to be one of those vehicles that has been appreciated and preserved through generations. Mechanically, the seller describes the car as running and driving exactly as it should. That statement alone is impressive considering the vehicle is now more than 8 decades old. Maintaining a pre-war automobile in roadworthy condition requires ongoing care, attention, and dedication, and this Chevrolet appears to have benefited from that stewardship. Another positive detail is that everything reportedly works on the car. Functional gauges, switches, lighting systems, and accessories can often become challenging to maintain in vehicles of this age, making complete operational functionality a noteworthy feature. The seller also mentions an upgraded oil pump system, although they are not entirely familiar with the specifics. Among enthusiasts, oiling system improvements are often considered valuable upgrades on vintage engines because they can improve lubrication, reliability, and long-term durability. While additional details would be helpful, the presence of such an upgrade suggests that previous caretakers were investing in the mechanical health of the vehicle rather than simply preserving its appearance. The car is also equipped with good tires, another important factor for anyone considering immediate use. Tire replacement on vintage vehicles can be costly, and having a fresh, road-ready set already installed adds to the overall value and usability of the car. With an indicated mileage of 123,456 miles, the odometer reading serves more as a historical reference than a definitive measure of wear, as mileage documentation on vehicles from this era can be difficult to verify. However, the seller's emphasis on condition rather than mileage suggests that the car's preservation and maintenance history are more important indicators of its quality. One of the most attractive aspects of this Chevrolet is that it appears to have avoided excessive modification. Many surviving classics from this period have been converted into hot rods or heavily customized projects. This Special Deluxe seems to have retained much of its original identity, making it appealing to collectors who appreciate authenticity and historical integrity. The seller notes that the family would like to pass the car on to someone who can enjoy it as much as their grandfather did. That sentiment often resonates strongly within the collector car community, where ownership is viewed less as possession and more as temporary stewardship of an important piece of history. At an asking price of $20,000, with room for negotiation, this 1941 Chevrolet Special Deluxe occupies an interesting position in the market. It offers collectors an opportunity to acquire a running, driving, family-owned pre-war classic without the premium often associated with fully restored show cars. For enthusiasts who appreciate vintage American automobiles, this Chevrolet delivers more than just transportation. It offers an authentic glimpse into the early 1940s, a connection to family heritage, and the opportunity to preserve and enjoy a piece of automotive history that has already survived for more than 80 years. In many ways, this special deluxe represents exactly what makes classic car ownership so rewarding. It is not merely a machine, it is a storyteller. Every mile, every owner, and every decade has added another chapter to its journey. Now, it stands ready for someone new to continue that story and ensure that this remarkable Chevrolet remains on the road for generations to come. Number 13. This 1948 Ford Business Coupe, currently listed at $70,000, is located in Davisburg, Michigan. Every once in a while, a custom build comes along that immediately separates itself from the crowd. Not because it's rare, not because it's old, but because the amount of craftsmanship, engineering, and attention to detail is impossible to ignore. This 1948 Ford Business Coupe is one of those cars. At first glance, the deep blue exterior already makes a strong impression. But the closer you look, the more you realize this is far from a typical post-war Ford. This coupe has been transformed into a professionally built custom street rod that reportedly represents more than $100,000 in investment. Perhaps the most impressive credential is its performance at one of America's most respected custom car events. According to the seller, this Ford earned a third-place finish at Autorama, a show known for featuring some of the finest hot rods, customs, and specialty vehicles in the country. Recognition at that level is not easily achieved and speaks volumes about the quality of the build. The classic business coupe body style already provides a fantastic foundation. Without a rear seat, the profile appears cleaner and sportier than a standard coupe. Builders have favored these models for decades because of their balanced proportions and hot rod potential. This example takes that potential to another level with a dramatic 5-inch roof chop. Chopping a roof by 5 inches is no small task. It requires extensive metal fabrication, careful body alignment, and countless hours of labor to maintain proper proportions. The result is a lower, sleeker appearance that gives the car a much more aggressive stance. Under the hood sits a built Chevrolet 454 big block V8. For muscle car and hot rod enthusiasts, those three numbers carry serious weight. The 454 is famous for producing massive torque and effortless power, making it one of the most respected big block engines ever installed in American performance vehicles. Backing the engine is a 4L80E automatic transmission, a heavy-duty unit capable of handling substantial horsepower while providing smooth operation and highway-friendly performance. This combination creates a drivetrain that is both powerful and practical. The chassis has been extensively modernized as well. A Mustang 2 front suspension setup improves steering precision, ride quality, and overall handling. This upgrade has become a favorite among custom builders because it dramatically improves drivability without compromising classic styling. Stopping power comes from modern disc brakes, an important upgrade that helps bring the car's performance capabilities in line with modern traffic conditions. Combined with the upgraded suspension, these components help transform the driving experience from vintage to contemporary. At the rear, a Cobra rear end has been incorporated into the build, providing durability and helping transfer the big block's power to the pavement. This is the kind of modification typically found in serious custom builds where performance is a priority. The blue interior complements the exterior perfectly, creating a cohesive appearance throughout the vehicle. While many customs focus solely on exterior presentation, a well-finished interior is often what separates a good build from an exceptional one. Adding to the overall presentation is a set of American racing wheels, one of the most recognizable names in the hot rod world. Their timeless design complements the coupe's aggressive stance while reinforcing its custom car identity. What makes this Ford particularly appealing is that it appears to be a completed vehicle rather than an unfinished project. With only around 1,500 miles reported, the build remains relatively fresh and has seen limited use since completion. Imagine rolling into a major car show with this coupe. The chopped roof immediately grabs attention. The deep blue finish gleams under the lights. Then the hood opens to reveal the massive 454 big block, and suddenly everyone understands why this car earned recognition at Autorama. Cars like this are not built overnight. They represent years of planning, fabrication, problem-solving, and dedication. Every modification, from the suspension upgrades to the custom bodywork, contributes to a vehicle that is far more than the sum of its parts. At $70,000, this 1948 Ford Business Coupe offers an opportunity to own a nationally recognized custom build with extensive modifications, proven show credentials, and powerful big block performance. This isn't simply a restored Ford. It's an award-winning street rod that combines classic post-war styling, modern engineering, and custom craftsmanship into one unforgettable machine. Number 14. This 1948 Ford, currently listed at $70,000, is located in White Lake, Michigan. Some classic cars are admired for their originality, while others earn their reputation through craftsmanship, presentation, and recognition within the custom car community. This 1948 Ford appears to fall into the latter category, carrying a significant distinction that immediately catches the attention of enthusiasts. The seller notes that the vehicle earned 3RD place at Autorama, one of the most respected custom car events in North America. For those familiar with the collector car world, earning an award in an Autorama event is no small accomplishment. Vehicles displayed there often represent thousands of hours of labor, meticulous attention to detail, and a level of quality that exceeds the standards of an ordinary restoration. Simply participating is an achievement. Placing among the winners suggests that this Ford stood out among a field of highly competitive custom builds. The 1948 Ford itself is already an icon of American automotive history. As the final model year of Ford's famous pre-1949 body design, it represents the end of an era before the company introduced its all-new post-war styling. Because of that, 1948 Fords have long been favorites among hot rodders, custom builders, and collectors. This particular example is finished in blue with a matching blue interior, creating a cohesive and visually striking presentation. The monochromatic color scheme gives the car a refined appearance while emphasizing the flowing body lines that made the 1948 Ford such a popular platform for customization. According to the listing, the car has been driven only about 1,200 miles. While the seller provides limited details regarding the build itself, the low mileage strongly suggests that the vehicle has been carefully preserved and primarily enjoyed as a show-quality automobile rather than a daily driver. This particular Ford Custom Coupe, 1948 Ford, carries a clean title and is described as having no significant damage or known problems. Combined with its award-winning background, that information paints a picture of a vehicle that has likely been maintained to a very high standard. Imagine walking into an indoor car show and spotting this Ford under the bright display lights. The blue paint reflects like glass. Every body panel appears carefully aligned, and the overall presentation immediately communicates that this is not an average classic car. It is the kind of vehicle that encourages spectators to stop, study the details, and appreciate the craftsmanship involved in its creation. Open the door, and the matching blue interior continues the theme. Every element appears designed to create a unified visual experience, reinforcing the car's show-quality character. The attention to detail that often separates award-winning vehicles from ordinary restorations can usually be found in these subtle finishing touches. Then comes the driving experience. Unlike many older classics that require patience and adjustment, this Ford benefits from an automatic transmission, making it easier and more enjoyable to drive. The combination of classic styling and modern drivability is one reason custom-built 1940s Fords remain so desirable among collectors today. Picture cruising down a summer boulevard in this car. The polished bodywork catches sunlight from every angle, people turn their heads as it passes, and conversations begin wherever it stops. Award-winning customs often have that effect. They become rolling pieces of automotive art that attract attention without even trying. The asking price of $70,000 places this Ford in the upper tier of the custom classic market, but the value of a vehicle like this is measured by more than age alone. recognition at a prestigious event, low mileage since completion, strong presentation, and the enduring popularity of the 1948 Ford platform all contribute to its appeal. For many enthusiasts, building a car capable of earning honors at an autorama-level event would require years of work, specialized craftsmanship, and a substantial financial investment. Acquiring a completed example offers the opportunity to enjoy the results immediately. In the end, this 1948 Ford is more than just a vintage automobile. It is a show-winning custom that represents the passion, creativity, and dedication that define the best of American car culture. Whether displayed at major events, driven on special occasions, or preserved as part of a collection, it stands as a reminder that some automobiles transcend transportation and become genuine works of automotive artistry. Number 15. This 1953 Packard Straight 8 sedan, mistakenly listed as a Buick Deluxe Sedan 4D, is currently offered for $875 and is located in Big Fork, Minnesota, with the vehicle stored in Kelleher. Every once in a while, a listing appears that feels less like a used car advertisement and more like the discovery of a forgotten piece of automotive history. This 1953 Packard is one of those vehicles. While it may currently be sitting quietly awaiting its next owner, it represents an era when Packard was considered one of America's premier luxury automobile manufacturers. The seller notes that the vehicle is actually a Packard, not a Buick, and according to the previous owner, it was running at one point. While its current mechanical condition is unknown, the fact that it retains its original straight 8 engine and automatic transmission makes it an intriguing project for enthusiasts of post-war American luxury cars. During the early 1950s, Packard was still recognized as one of the most respected names in the automotive industry. Known for engineering excellence, smooth performance, and premium craftsmanship, Packard automobiles were often purchased by business leaders, professionals, and families seeking a higher level of refinement than mainstream brands could offer. At the heart of this car is the legendary straight 8 engine. These long inline engines became one of Packard's trademarks, delivering smooth and quiet operation that helped establish the company's reputation for luxury. Even today, the straight 8 remains one of the most iconic engine designs of the era and is highly appreciated by collectors who value originality and mechanical history. The exterior is finished in gray, while the interior is listed as black. Although the vehicle clearly requires restoration and attention, the surviving structure appears to offer a solid foundation for someone interested in bringing a classic Packard back to life. One encouraging detail is that much of the removed chrome trim is included with the car and stored inside. For many restoration projects, locating original trim pieces can be one of the most difficult and expensive parts of the process. Having those components included can significantly improve the vehicle's long-term restoration potential. The seller also notes that there are numerous additional parts stored in the trunk. While the exact inventory is not specified, included parts can often save future owners considerable time and expense when attempting to complete restoration. Another important advantage is the presence of a Michigan title. Documentation can be a major concern when purchasing older project vehicles, and having ownership paperwork available provides a stronger starting point for future registration and restoration efforts. At first glance, some buyers may only see an old abandoned project. However, experienced collectors often view cars like this differently. Beneath the faded exterior is a vehicle that once represented the height of American luxury and engineering. Restoring such a car is not simply about rebuilding transportation, it's about preserving a chapter of automotive history. Unlike many common classics, Packards have always occupied a special place in the collector market. Their distinctive styling, advanced engineering, and historical significance continue to attract enthusiasts who appreciate vehicles that stand apart from the ordinary. Of course, this Packard should be approached as a full project. It will likely require extensive mechanical inspection, cosmetic restoration, and careful evaluation of its systems before returning to the road. But that challenge is often part of the appeal for dedicated hobbyists who enjoy bringing forgotten automobiles back to life. At just $875, This 1953 Packard represents one of the most affordable entries into classic luxury car ownership. The purchase price may be low, but the historical value and restoration potential remains significant. This is not a turnkey classic ready for a weekend cruise. It is an opportunity, a chance to rescue a rare survivor from a bygone era and perhaps return one of America's most prestigious automobiles to the road once again. For the right enthusiast, this Packard could become far more than a project. It could become a rewarding journey into automotive history.